Please give a warm welcome to Sarah Jamieson.
Thank you very much. So let me first start by asking this. Who wants to be a superhero? Ever thought about being a superhero? Come on, tell the truth. That's what I thought. I mean, how cool would it be to have a business card that said genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, right? I'd take 3 out of 4 of those, but not all 4. So I'm excited because today I get to share with you my story. My great feat, my run for a cause. And it really starts with a 20-year obsession with superheroes, or superhero ideology. Now, basically, not only your superhero self, but the pursuit for human potential is kind of where my story begins. Harnessing the power of my own inner superhero led me to explore my own human potential through a sport that I literally sucked at in my youth, long-ass distance running. When I was in high school, I could barely run a block. Literally, I would dry heave. 15 years later, with persistent focus and He-Man and She-Ra reruns, I'm now running ultras, however insanely slow, but I do eventually finish. And it's all for Run for a Cause. Run for a Cause is not an organization, nor is it a nonprofit or charity. Run for a Cause is an idea that empowers youth and people of all ages to explore their own human potential through the power of sport and exploring their own superhero qualities, like courage, strength, compassion, empathy, and even vulnerability. The idea is that anyone sitting in this room today has the power to generate goodness in the world. But Run for a Cause is also a call for action, and my call to action is to champion the causes of other great organizations who, in turn, support people who struggle with significant life challenges. My goal is simple: to touch 1 million lives, to raise awareness, and to raise $1 million before the age of 35. And through my middle-of-the-pack running, we've actually raised $820,000. Last year alone, I ran 8,340 kilometers in 439 days, all to celebrate last year's International Women's Day. Run for a Cause is what makes my story featable. Much like superheroes, us humanoids also must forge an identity that is powerful and purposeful. Asha helped me find my purpose. Asha is my superhero alter ego. She is bold, fearless, impenetrable, with an unwavering tenacity to embrace her vulnerabilities as well as her strengths. Asha is the pioneer behind Run for a Cause. So why superheroes? Throughout history, society has looked towards leaders, changemakers, and doers of good deeds, as well as our iconic superheroes, to teach us how to build a better world. Superheroes are relentless at the pursuit for truth and justice for all. They offer us a vision of a better world, a changed world, a more unified world, one that we can identify with. And given the volatile state of our globe, it's no wonder or coincidence that they continue to capture our imagination and creativity in mainstream society. The narrative of a superhero's life has always supported and encouraged social change. Now, of course, the spandex and the Batmobile are always really cool, but my philosophy is what it's all about, what lies beneath the superhero. It's that invisible force, that pursuit, that catapults us forward towards achieving extraordinary feats in life and in sport. That invisible force lies in here and in here. In X-Men First Class, a Charles Xavier says to a young Magneto, "True focus lies somewhere between rage and serenity. It is within this nebulous, where these painful, shattered, and wounded experiences memories, where my rage was forged. But it commingled with those feelings of happiness and courage and joy, my serenity. This is where Run for a Cause was born. Over the past 10 years, I've learned to accept my past and to navigate these shadowy regions for more constructive means, to mold that invisible force for positive change. So let's talk about my rage for a second, and not quite like Hulk, more like Batman Begins. Tragedy and being labeled a victim gave me rage. I am a survivor. I am a survivor of child abuse. I'm a survivor of rape. I'm a survivor of also bearing witness to the abomination and devastation of what war and conflict can do to women and girls in war-torn countries. I'm also a survivor of stigma and of great loss. For nearly 2 decades, I watched a strong, vibrant woman battle bipolar disease and addiction. And in the summer of 2008, my mother would lose that battle. Preventable suicide and the stigma of mental health and addiction gives me rage, but I'm a survivor. Saying those words out loud has been one of the hardest and greatest triumphs of my life. Through all of that rage, Run for a Cause was my serenity. My ambition and desire to do good outweighed my feelings of inferiority, fear, and of loss. Running was my therapy. I have run to Australia, to the borders of Thailand, to the streets of Sudan, to the inner cities of the east and west coasts, all the way back to our beautiful downtown east side. All so that I can understand and create awareness around the complex issues that continue to plague our world. And on Sunday, in celebration of this year's International Women's Day, myself and a dozen superhero ambassadors will partake in running 102 kilometers spanning our Vancouver city. Of course, that is a relay, so I'm not running at all. Because Lord knows the last time I did that, I had adrenal fatigue, so we're not going there again. Now, the reason of that would be why. Because today we celebrate 102 years and the power behind women and girls. Yeah, dude. Dudettes. Our team, Walk in Her Shoes, Run for a Cause Van City, will walk, run, and we're even going to carry buckets of water and food, supporting Care Canada's initiative to empower women and girls globally. Their slogan, "She has the power to change the world, you have the power to help her do it," celebrates the resilience of the human spirit. So today, I invite, don't you just love that? San Francisco Bear, that was great. Everybody loves balls, right? Can I even say that? Yeah, I already did. Anyways, today, whatever. Today I invite you to explore your own inner superhero, your own invisible force, and to share your own story with others, because when we do, when we reach out, when we put our personal power into action for the larger social systems, it is the single most powerful act that I believe will save our humanity. There are bigger things happening here than you or me. Not everyone is meant to make a difference, but for me, the choice to lead an ordinary life is no longer an option. Whatever life holds in store for me, I will never forget these words. With great power comes great responsibility. This is my gift. Spider-Man. Humanity needs superheroes, and each of you here today has the power within you. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Well done.
Thank you.
So you've done a lot to raise a lot of money and a lot of awareness for a whole host of causes all over the world. Where does the drive, what drives you, where does that come from?
I think for me, it's just realizing that there's something larger than myself. You know, I think a lot of the experiences that I've had and a lot of the people that I've met along the way, especially with people who have a lot less than we do, has really kind of fueled me to understand that there is something larger out there, and that the only way that we're really going to survive as a species is if we come together and try to focus on creating that positive environment. That makes sense.
Cool, very cool. Let's give it up for Sarah Jamieson.